Hi, hello, and all that good stuff. My name is Allie, I am the Chaotic Reader, and welcome to my couch. So, this will be discussed more in my 2022 kind of goals, plans, things going on, but I'm trying to give myself some more grace come the new year on how I'm filming. I'm not always gonna do my hair and makeup. I'm not always gonna dress up. Sometimes I will because I do like to and I do think it's great. But I am also a chronically ill mom of 2, soon to be 3, very little children. So it's not viable for me to be trying to do up all this stuff every single video. So we're gonna have some more casual videos and we're gonna try a couple different setups, see what works, see what's easy, see what just gets me into the flow of doing this whole thing. So here we are. For now, welcome to my couch. I got a nice desk side table thing. I got my couch. I might eventually hang like a tapestry here, you know. This could be a nice little filming spot. There's no natural light right now, so I just have my ring light, so I don't really know how great this lighting is, but we're gonna roll with it. So let's just get into everything. This is my January TBR, and I will be introducing my new TBR game. Oh, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. Like, you do not understand. I'm so hyped. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready for this? My new TBR game is the Animal Crossing adventure. I don't know if that's like what I don't know what to call it. It's just the Animal Crossing TBR game. I don't have a snappy, fun little name for it. Anyway, how it's gonna work is I have a board that I made up, and it's just a little path with some different colored squares and stuff on it. And I'm going to be filling out my Critterpedia is the biggest part of this whole TBR game. So I have these little things here that I got off Etsy. I will link these, the shop where I got these, down below. They're supposed to be like, they're bullet journal stickers, and they have all the different fish and then all the different bugs and all the different sea creatures so that you can fill out your Critterpedia. And then there's little sheets that just have like spots for each of these stickers, so as you collect them you put the sticker on the little thing. I obviously am not going to be filling it out by the ones that I've earned in the actual game. I'm going to be earning these by playing my TBR game, because there are green squares, which are bug catching, and blue squares, which are fishing, and there's just a whole ton of prompt cards ranging from fairly specific to extremely vague, and I'll just get a different fish and bug for each one that I complete. But there is a little more to it than that, because there's also red squares and yellow squares. Red squares are fruit picking, and there's just a selection of cards for that. Those will never change. They're all the same, and it's just I need to read a book with the color cover of the card that I pull for that fruit. And then at the end of the month, with whichever books I read, I will get the fish, the bugs, the fruit, and the fruit can be sold to Tom Nook. There's also yellow squares, which are just random. They're just random. It can be anything. It could be to draw more prompt cards. It could be something I have to film, something specific I have to do that month, a specific way I have to. It's just, they could be anything, like anything. The random cards aren't just reading prompts. They could be anything. I don't know if I'm explaining this all very well. You'll probably figure it out as we go. It's actually quite simple. So once we get into it, you'll get it. You'll get it. I promise. Other than filling out the Critterpedia, there is the aspect of something that I'm actually going to do in my Animal Crossing game, on my Animal Crossing island. I'm gonna have a specific area set up that's going to be like a bookish area, and the only way I'm going to be able to put things there, to get stuff for there, to do anything with it, is by earning the bells from playing this TBR game. And then every quarter, so every 3 months, there will be a wrap-up video that has me playing the actual Animal Crossing game and taking the bells that I've earned and kind of working on that little section of my island that is just bookish themed. So as a general, just basics, recap, filling out my Critterpedia by reading prompts, and then earning bells by playing the game to get things for an actual spot in the actual game. Now, as you can see, I've already got my absolutely ginormous TBR here. Mistakes were made. Mistakes are always made, especially it's the first month of the year and there's just so many things I'm excited for, and I just apparently don't know how to take it easy when it comes to making TBRs. So this is what we got. But I'm gonna give you the footage of me playing the game, and then I'll be here on my couch talking about these books. I also, if you didn't know, or if you did know, or whatever, I am hosting a readathon in January. It's explore-a-thon. It's my baby. It's my thing. I love it. I'm so excited. So excited. I have co-hosts this time. There's gonna be live shows. There's even gonna be like a Twitch stream of playing games. It's gonna be so good. And it's super chill, so you can do like as many prompts as you want, as few prompts as you want. You can double up, you can not double up, you can make it challenging if you want. Like basically, I feel like the motto of my readathon is do whatever the fuck you want. We're just here to have a friggin' good time. So I'll link the stuff for that down below as well. And since it's my own readathon, of course, there's 15 prompts and you don't have to complete all of them. And you can double up, but being me and being that it's my own readathon, I picked a book for every prompt because I'm not a very smart human. So this is what we got. And then of course the TBR game polls, and we'll get into it. We'll start with the TBR game and then we'll get into the ones that weren't from the TBR game. So here is the footage. We'll pull the footage in here of me playing the game. Here's the board. Ta-da! It's fairly simple. I might eventually either make a board that has more embellishment or embellish this one more, but I just honestly did not have the art skills to do it right now. It would have taken so long, so I might spend the year kind of trying to put together something a little fancier, but I think this is fine for now. I like this. So I basically went over everything already, but I'll just kind of point stuff out here on the board for you. Got my little person. And then these all actually came, these little token things with some bugs and some bells and some fruits and all that stuff. These all actually came from a Animal Crossing Monopoly game, and I figured I could use them in here because they're cute and they work. And then my dice for rolling. These are the chance cards. These are the prompts for fishing. These are the prompts for bug catching. And then these are just the assortment of cards for the fruits. And then I've got my key up here, which is the blue spaces are for the fishing prompts, the green spaces are for bug catching, the yellow spaces are for the random chance prompts, and the red spaces are fruit picking. Now, I tried to set it up so there's more blue and green spaces than anything else, because that's kind of the main goal, is to fill out the Critterpedia. But this will be my first time trying it out, so hopefully it works. let's just start. Let's just go. So I think we're gonna do 8 rolls and see how that does us. This is the first time doing this, so it's kind of, it's almost still a work in progress, and we just got to see how it goes. All right, let's just roll. 1. So I'm just gonna say you can start wherever. I don't think it matters. So we'll just put them here, and 1. So that'll be fruit picking. So shuffle the fruit cards, and then just pick one. And I have to read a book I don't think you're going to be able to see these cards. This camera does not want to focus. But I have to read a book with a yellow cover. We'll take a fruit and put it over in our pile of stuff that we can earn. So roll number 2. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got another fruit picking. So far this isn't working as I'd hoped, but you know. So we take these again, which these always are all here for the cover ones. They don't ever like go away or change or whatever. And then we'll take the first one. That is a book with a white cover. So we'll take another fruit and put it over in our pile of stuff we can earn. Hopefully we get something other than a fruit this time. Roll number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my god. What is happening? It's another fruit. This was not supposed to be how this went down, okay? This was not how this was supposed to go down. Okay, I guess I'll pick another one of these, and it's a book with a red cover this time. So we will take another fruit and put it in our pile of stuff we can earn. All right, roll number 4. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one of the chance cards. These can be interesting. Let's see. Villager in your house. These villagers seem to just barge right in. Well, make the best of it, I guess. Film a read with me for 5,000 bells. So, as I said, these chance cards aren't always for like reading prompts. So I have to film a read with me this month, and then I can earn a decent amount of bells for our little book space on my island. So we'll take a bell bag and put it over with the stuff we can earn. All right, roll number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, bug catching. This is most recent purchase, which will actually be really easy to fulfill because I just bought books for my TBR this month. So we'll pick up a bug and put the bug in our pile. All right, roll number 6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another bug catching. This is a non-fiction, which is actually, again, perfect. This is, okay. So I was kind of upset about all the damn fruits, but this is actually working out really well now because these prompts that I'm getting for these bugs are perfect because Hannah just gifted me a non-fiction, so I don't know what I'm gonna pick for that. So we'll take a bug and add it to our pile. All right, roll number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fishing. All right, what are we fishing for? Continue a series. All right, this I'll have to think about and see what I got on my shelves that I can continue with. So we'll take a fishy and add it to our pile. Roll number 8. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bug catching. This is a book you are unsure about. That is funny that of all of the prompts that I have, this is one of the ones I pulled because this is actually a prompt that is also in my readathon this month. Wow, this turned out perfect. This went well today. We'll take a buggy and add it to our pile. Okay, well, we ended right here, and when I put this board away, I mean, I can just look at this video and see where we ended up on our path around the village. And yeah, that's what we got here for the board. So we'll just skip over to me discussing the stuff. For unsure about, I decided to read The Dark Days Club by Allison Goodman. This was recommended to me by Allie from Hardback Hoarder, who is one of my besties and also one of my co-hosts for Explore-a-thon. And I don't know, I've seen this around before. I think it's a little bit older, like a YA paranormal fantasy, and I don't know, like, am I intrigued? Yes. Do I think there's a chance I could really like it? Yes. Do I think I could also just not really care about it? Definitely. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. I feel like there's a chance I could love it, but I'm just not sure about it. I think I'm just gonna read you synopsises because I can never describe books. I never know that much about the books that I'm reading, to be honest. Lady Helen Rexhall should be preparing for her debut at the royal court. She should be attempting to secure a suitable marriage, but something always told her she was destined for more. So when her family's maid suddenly disappears one night, Helen goes in search of answers. That's when she discovers two things. There's an unearthly reason behind all the sinister activity in town, and she is the focus of the dashing but mysterious Lord Carlston. Helen knows he could be trouble, but he might also help uncover the secrets surrounding her parents' deaths. Can Helen find truth in a man who's built on lies? And how much is she willing to risk to realize her destiny? So the romance sounds angsty and cheesy, and I might really be into that, or I might not. I don't know. I just, sounds like it could be good, but it also sounds like I could not care. And I guess we're gonna find out. This is also for the prompt of obstacle course for explore-a-thon, which is also to read a book that I'm unsure about. For a book with a white cover, I decided to go with Invisible Monsters by Chuck Palahniuk. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think I've ever actually heard that pronounced. So as familiar as I am with the author, I actually don't know how to pronounce his last name. I have also never read a book by this author, although obviously this is a very big author. This is the author that wrote Fight Club and a bunch of other, I think, kind of like speculative, thrillery fiction type books. And obviously the cover is very white. Now, the only reason I even know what this is again because of Allie from Hardback Hoarder. This is like a book that she's constantly talking about and one of her favorite books ever. But also she is always saying that she doesn't know really whether she would recommend it to a lot of people because it's weird. And that made me want to read it more, to be honest. You tell me that a book is really weird and that you like it, I'm there. I want to read it now. She's a fashion model who has everything. A boyfriend, a career, a loyal best friend, but when a sudden freeway accident leaves her disfigured and incapable of speech, she goes from being the beautiful center of attention to being an invisible monster, so hideous that no one will acknowledge she exists. Enter Brandy Alexander, Queen Supreme, one operation away from becoming a real woman, who will teach her that reinventing yourself means erasing your past and making up something better, and that salvation hides in the last places you'll ever want to look. Now, see, this, I'm honestly just confused because I feel like that description must not be telling me anything because it doesn't sound like it could get weird at all. Like, that description just sounds like it's about a girl finding herself after a horrible accident. Although it did say accident, so I don't know what to expect out of this, but I'm honestly really hyped to get to it because if it's just weird, if it's weird, I want to know. I want to know what kind of weird. I want to know how weird. I want to know if it's my kind of weird. So this one I'm probably going to try to get to early in the month because I've been meaning to get to it for a while and I'm hyped. This also fulfills the prompt of plant and wildlife identification, which is to read a pretty book for explore-a-thon, and I just really like this cover. I like the white, I like the colors that are chosen, and I dig it. I dig this cover. For a book with a yellow cover, I've decided to go with Giant Days Volume 1 by Allison Treman and Kokar. It's in cursive and I'm not sure, one, if I'm reading it right, and two, if that is what it is. But it's a graphic novel. It's pretty short, so this should be really easy to get through. Susan, Esther, and Daisy started at university 3 weeks ago and became fast friends. Now away from home for the first time, all three want to reinvent themselves, but in the face of hand-wringing boys, personal experimentation, influenza, mystery mold, new chauvinism, and the willful, unwanted intrusion of academia. They may be lucky just to make it to spring alive. Going off to university is always a time of change and growth, but for Esther, Susan, and Daisy, things are about to get a little weird. This sounds like it could just be fun. I think it's just gonna be a good time, just a fun time, just a quick read. And then, of course, if I do like it, I'll have to get a hold of the other volumes, or possibly, I think they might be on script, so I might read them on my iPad. And this fulfills the prompt of animal companion riding race, which is to read a book with a strong friendship in it, and this obviously seems like it's all about the friendship of these 3 girls, so I would hope it's a strong friendship. And yeah. For continuing a series, I decided to go with Eva Evergreen and the Cursed Witch. The dust jacket for this is in storage because when we moved, some of my dust jackets were in a box that I just haven't found. I think it's in the garage somewhere. So it doesn't have its dust jacket right now, but it has a really pretty cover. This is the second in the Eva Evergreen series. I don't know if this is just a duology or if there's going to be more, but I loved Eva Evergreen Semi-Magical Witch, which is the first one. It gave off major Ghibli vibes. It felt very Kiki's Delivery Service kind of thing. And it was a good time. It was one of my favorite middle grades from 2021. And so I need to get to this because I got this right around when it came out and then, I don't know, didn't read it. Same kind of shit that I always do. I can't really tell you the synopsis of this one because it's a sequel and that would basically just be spoilers for the first one. But the first one is about, like I said, very Kiki's Delivery Service kind of thing. It's about an apprentice witch who struggles with her magic and finding her magic and being magical, and she goes off on her own journey to help people in a town. It's very Kiki's Delivery Service vibes, okay? And it's very good. This also fulfills the prompt of Magic Tournament, which is to read a fantasy or a book with magic in it, and obviously this is all about magic. For most recent purchase, I decided to go with Horrid by Katrina Leno. I just got this one for the Lamentable Library Book Club, which is hosted by my great friend Kelly at Velvet Library, who is also another co-host of my readathon. And I will link everything about that book club down below. They read mainly like gothic books, which is just my thing lately. Lada M. Hannah is a co-host for it, and the book list for 2022 looks amazing. They read some classics and a lot of newer ones and just kind of all over the board, and I am so hyped for every single book on their list for 2022 because they released the whole list. They picked all the books already and it just looks amazing, and this is the book for January and I'm really excited to get to this one. I think I've read a Katrina Leno before. Was that by Katrina? Now I can't even remember if the one that I read was by Katrina Leno. Maybe this is my first Katrina Leno? I swear I've read something by Katrina Leno before, but I can't remember what it is right now. But this one I'm really hyped for. I think this is her newest book and just this cover is amazing. So, following her father's death, Jane North Robinson and her mom, Ruth Ellen, moved from sunny California to the dreary, dilapidated old house in Maine, where Ruth grew up. All they want is a fresh start, but behind North Manor's doors lurks a history that leaves them feeling more alone and more tortured. As the cold New England autumn arrives and Jane settles into her new home, she finds solace in old books and memories of her dad. She steadily begins making friends, but Jane also faces bullying from the resident bad seed and struggles to tamp down her own worst nature in response. Ruth seems to be spiraling with the return to her childhood home, but she won't reveal why. Then Jane discovers the storage room Ruth has kept locked isn't for storage at all. It's a little girl's bedroom, left untouched for years and not quite as empty of inhabitants as it appears. Gothic book, creepy house, secrets. I'm down, I'm there, I'm here for it. I think it's gonna be amazing. This fulfills the prompt for gymnastics, which is to read a book with a twist. Obviously, I mean, the synopsis tells you that there's gonna be a twist. For a read a nonfiction, this was really, really easy to pick. I'm going to read Laziness Does Not Exist by Devon Price, PhD, and it's a fairly short nonfiction too. This was gifted to me by Hannah for Christmas, and thank you so much. I have been wanting to read this for so long. I'm really, really hyped to get to this. Really hyped to get to this. I've heard really good things. I don't remember where I saw this for the first time, but it's been on my wish list for quite a while, and now I have it, and I can read it, and I'm excited about it. All right, we're being joined by Leon. He's kind of fussy, so we're gonna see if he'll sit with me while I finish filming my video, huh? What do you think? What do you think? Many of us spend our days feeling tired, overwhelmed, and disappointed in ourselves for not doing enough. These struggles are the result of a deep-seated, centuries-old belief system that social psychologist Dr. Devon Price calls the laziness lie. The laziness lie has three main tenets. Your worth is your productivity. You cannot trust your own feelings and limits. There is always more you could be doing. The laziness lie compels us to work ourselves to sickness and pressures us to ignore our true values in the pursuit of superficial success. It encourages us to judge people who are struggling rather than ask what unseen challenges and barriers they might be facing. It leaves us hating ourselves for having needs and keeps us forever insecure and unsatisfied. We don't have to keep pushing ourselves to the brink, ignoring our body's alarm bells and punishing ourselves with self-recrimination. We don't have to fear laziness. Laziness does not exist. This is, I mean, as a chronically ill person, this book is definitely like made for me, and I'm really interested to see what kind of research and ideas are in here. This also fulfills my prompt for the talent competition, which is to read a book in some way involving a skill of your choice, and I decided that just learning is my skill of choice. I'm going to learn things about psychology. So learning things about people. That's my skill. That's my skill. For a book with a red cover, I decided to go with Crescent City, A House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is a reread for me. Again, this is one of the ones that's missing a dust jacket, but the cover does have a lot of red on it. And it's like an 800-page chonky boy, but the sequel comes out in February, and I really, really want to reread this before then, so I'm gonna give it a go on rereading it, and we'll see if I can get through this and all of the other books on my TBR. But since it's a reread, it should go quick. For my readathon, this fulfills the prompt of Navigation, which is a long read. Obviously, this is a long one. All right, we're moving on to books that aren't part of my TBR game now. So that is the wrap on the books I've chosen for my TBR game, but I still have a bunch more to go over. So let's just get into the rest of them. For the prompt of language fluency, which is to read a translated read, I decided to go with Breasts and Eggs by Mieko Kawakami, and this I haven't heard a lot about. I've seen it around a few times. I know that it's a pretty well-known translated read, and it is also... Are you trying to get that puppy over there? You trying to get that doggy? I don't think he's gonna want you to get him and pull on his ears. You like to pull on his ears, and he does not like that. This is the Fountain Translation Book Club's pick for January, so I thought it was a really good one to pick for a translated read, and it's also a goal of mine to just read more translated books in 2022, so I'm interested to see if this one is any good. It sounds like it's a very feminist themed read, and it's translated from Japanese, I'm pretty sure, and I'm interested to see what it's all about. On a sweltering summer day, Makiko travels from Osaka to Tokyo, where her sister Natsuko lives. She is in the company of her daughter Midoriko, who has lately grown silent, finding herself unable to voice the vague yet overwhelming pressures associated with adolescence. The story of these three women reunited in a working-class neighborhood of Tokyo is told through the gaze of Natsuko, 30 years old, an aspiring writer haunted by hardships endured in her youth. Over the course of their few days together in the capital, Midoriko's silence will prove a catalyst for each woman to confront her fears and family secrets. On yet another blistering summer's day, 8 years later, Natsuko, during a journey back to her native city, struggles with her own indeterminate identity as she confronts anxieties about growing old alone and childless. One of Japan's most important and best-selling writers, Mieko Kawakami mixes stylistic inventiveness, wry humor, and riveting emotional depth to tell a story of contemporary womanhood in Japan. Breasts and Eggs recounts the intimate journeys of 3 women on the path to finding peace and futures they can call their own. It could be good. I'm not entirely sure if it's necessarily my type of read, but I'm willing to give it a chance and see if I like it. For the prompt of Swimming, which is to read a book that involves water or is set by water, I'm going to finally read In Deeper Waters by F.T. Lukens, which is a gay romance between a pirate and a prince. Need I say more? I've had this forever. I've been meaning to get to this forever, and I just need to get to it. This is also my pick for the Bevies and Books book club, which they just do a prompt and a drink, which since I am like 7 months pregnant, I won't be having the drink, but I might find something similar in like a virgin something. And that prompt is also something involving water, I believe. I'll link the stuff for the book club down below so that you can find it. But it's a pretty unique book club because each host picks a different book, and if you want to join, you just pick your own book that fits the prompt. And then the hosts have a live show where they drink and discuss all their different picks and if they like them or not, and it's always a really good time. Most princes would be eager for their coming of age tour, but Tal isn't most princes. He knows he can't partake in the adventure and debauchery his siblings enjoyed on their tours, not when letting loose could mean accidentally revealing his forbidden magic and upending his kingdom's hard-won peace. But when his ship's crew rescues a mysterious prisoner from a burning derelict vessel just a few days into the journey, his world changes. Tal is surprised to feel an intense connection with the roguish Athlin. So when Athlin leaps overboard and disappears, Tal feels responsible and heartbroken, knowing that Athlin could not have survived in the open ocean. That is, until Tal runs into Athlin days later on dry land, very much alive and as charming and secretive as ever. But before they can pursue anything further, Tal is kidnapped by pirates and held for ransom in a plot to reveal his rumored powers and instigate a war. Tal must escape if he hopes to save not only himself, but his family in the kingdom, and Athlin might be his only hope. It just sounds like a good time. Prompt of Dueling, which is to read a book with multiple POVs. I have Ruin Song, another one that doesn't have a dust jacket right now. This is another one that I have been meaning to get to for absolutely ever. I was supposed to get to this at the beginning of 2021, and as we can see, that didn't happen, so we're taking this book into 2022 with us, and it needs to get read. So here it is. Since I don't have the dust jacket on this one, I can't really give you the synopsis for it, because I can't like get my phone or anything. I have a baby chewing on me. So I know it's a dark YA fantasy with the girl having like a singing sort of magic, and I'm excited to get to it, and I don't know why I just keep not doing that. For the Animal Companion Obstacle Course, which is to read a book with an animal on the cover, I'm going to go with Hooky. There's a little cat on the broom in the corner there, and there's a frog up by this guy. This is a graphic novel. It I think was a webtoon, because it says webtoon at the bottom. There's quite a lot to it, a lot more than I thought when I had this on my wish list, but this was gifted to me for Christmas by Rocket from Rocket Reads. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to get to this, and obviously I had to get to it right away because it just looks so cute, and I think it's gonna be a really good time. When 12-year-olds Danny and Dorian missed the bus to magic school, they didn't expect to be declared traitors to their own kind. But thanks to a mishap with a dragon egg, a broken broom, and a high-profile prisoner, their faces are on wanted posters throughout the country. Chased by powerful families seeking the prophesied king of witches and royals searching for missing princes, the twins don't know whom to trust. Luckily, they aren't alone. With a local troublemaker, a princess, and a teacher who can see the future on their side, the twins might just clear their names. But can they heal their torn kingdom? It just looks like a good time, and I really like the art style for it, so I'm excited to have this on my TBR, especially since I have so many books, so having a graphic novel will be a nice break to just sit down and read through a graphic novel. Flying is to read a book that makes your heart soar, and I decided to read The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, which I've been meaning to get to for a while. I've read Helen Huang's other 2 books, and this is the 3rd one in the kind of series. They're all companion novels. I'm just excited to get to this one. I really loved The Kiss Quotient, although I liked The Bride Test better. I thought The Bride Test was fantastic. I adored that book, and I'm hoping that this one is just as good, if not better. Weapon Forging is to read a book with a weapon on the cover, and I decided to pick up Sword of Destiny by Andrzej Sapkowski. I know I said that totally wrong. Apologies for that one. This is the kind of second book in the Witcher series. There's 2 sort of like short story anthology type books that are like prequels, sort of, and they come before the other books. I read The Last Wish, which is the first one, and this is the second one. This one was a gift a while ago, and I just still have not gotten to it, and I need to, because season 2 of the show just came out, and I want to get into all things Witcher. Archery is to read a book you think will be a hit, so a 5-star prediction. I decided to go with The Castle of Tickle Magic by Sophie Anderson. I've never read a Sophie Anderson before, but I've just been really enjoying just kind of quicker, like the text is pretty big and it's just these quicker, whimsical type middle grade reads lately. I read The Hat Makers by Tamsin Merchant in I think November, and I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was really good, and read House at the Edge of Magic, which was really, really good, and I'm just feeling those types of middle grades. I think they're a really good time. I really enjoy them, and this is kind of along that line, I think. So I think this is going to be a 5 stars for me. I have one last book that I added at the last minute to my TBR, and that is This Is Where It Ends by Mareki Nijkamp. And this is because I decided to do the buzzword challenge and then forgot that I decided to do the buzzword challenge until I'd already set my TBR, and realized that I do not have very many books at all that fit January's prompt, which is the 5 W's, so like who, what, where, when, all those. This is one of the few I had that had one of those words in it. So this is, I'm gonna try to get to this. I've had this for a while, so it wouldn't be bad for me to get to some of my like very backlist TBR, ones that I've had on my shelves for quite some time. So I'll try, I'll make an attempt. I don't know if that attempt is gonna succeed, but I really would like to do that challenge because I set up a whole bullet journal spread and I got the whole thing ready, and then I just had trouble finding a book that I already own that fit with it. But we're gonna give this one a go. There you have it. Too many books. Chances are I will not get to all of these. I just wanted to pick books for all of the prompts for my own readathon. There are some that obviously I will be prioritizing more than others, and we'll see which ones I get to and which ones I don't. My goal for 2022 is 120 books, so that's at least 10 books a month, which I think is totally viable for me, and this is nearly double that, and we'll see. I think I totaled up the pages and I need to read like 175-ish pages a day. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It all depends. Because obviously I'm hosting my readathon in January, which means I'll be doing live shows. There will be lots of reading sprints, so maybe. I don't know. Everyone wish me luck. Mistakes have been made once again, which is just a theme with me. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm really excited though. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm excited to do my wrap up from this because it'll be my first wrap up for the TBR game too, and we'll get to see if I did decently and if I earned some fish and some bugs, and we'll get to put them in the Critterpedia, and then we'll get to count up the bells that I earned and add those to what will be my quarterly total for building the bookish spot on my islands. And it's gonna be a good time. One more thing before I go put this sweet little crabby baby to bed. If you have any prompt suggestions at all, whether it be for reading prompts or things that I need to do for random prompts, comment them down below. You can always comment them on any of my TBR videos, because there's like 180 bug and fish total. So in the end, that'll be 180 different prompts, and I don't have that many right now. I have a lot, but I don't have that many. And also, I can always use more random chance prompts. I'll be just kind of like adding more prompts to the piles of cards here and there. So if you have suggestions of any kind for prompts or random chance cards for things that I need to do for those, please comment them down below. I would love to add them to the stack. Obviously, this TBR game is intended to go on for more than 1 year, which was the plan. That's why 180, even though I probably won't read 180 books this year, that's fine, because the game will keep going, you know? I don't know. As usual, I don't ever know what I'm doing. I'm a mess. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that you're here. Please like, comment, what are you reading in January? Are you taking part in any readathons? Are you taking part in my readathon? And subscribe if you want to see more. There will be videos every Wednesday and Saturday in the future. And yeah, I'd love to have more of you here to be my friends. And I'm gonna go put the baby to bed and put myself to bed, because I'm also very tired, and I don't know what's going on with my hat anymore. Anyway, bye!